Hello friends, welcome to this YouTube video program. Friends, we are discussing about assignment questions of different courses of MA Education program of Indira Gandhi National Open University. In our earlier programs, we have already discussed assignment questions of MES 011, 012, 013, 014 and 015. Means we have already discussed assignment questions of 5 different courses, and you see the courses that we are discussing starting from MES 011 code number MES 011 to MES 016. All these 6 courses are in the first year of MA Education program, and the assignment questions that we are discussing, this is for the batch or for the students those have taken admission in MA Education program of IGNOU, that is in January 2020 session and July 2020 session. Okay, July 2020 session admission, online admission is going on now. So the questions, the assignment questions that we have prepared the same question for both the sessions, for January session and for July session. So that's why this is also equally applicable for the learners those are now taking admission in July 2020 session. Friends, as already I have said that we have discussed in our earlier YouTube video programs, we have already discussed assignment questions of 5 different courses, and today we will discuss the last course, the first year MA Education program last course, that is MES 016 Educational Research. The course title is Educational Research. You all know that this is a 6 credit course. All the courses, all the first year theory courses are of 6 credits. In this course in MES 016, just like other courses, we call it is assignment 1. That means under assignment 1 you will get 3 questions. Question number 1A, 1B and 1C, and you have to write each question 1A and 1B and 1C within 500 limits each. Okay, so you should be very particular about when you are giving your response for assignment questions. Friends, let us now discuss the first question. In our next program we will discuss the second question, then third question. So in this program we will focus on the first question, that is question number 1A. You see the question number 1A under the course MES 016 Educational Research is positivist and non-positivist paradigm of knowledge generation in education with examples. You have to explain. You have to explain the positivist and non-positivist paradigm of knowledge generation in education with examples. And also you have to distinguish between the positivist and non-positivist paradigm of education, paradigm of knowledge generation in education with examples. Friends, you might be remembering that already I have taken one session that is on positivist and non-positivist paradigm, or you can say that is the positivist and non-positivist research approach. You see, when we talk about the knowledge generation, you see knowledge generation takes place means when we adopt a definite process, a definite technique, okay, then we can generate certain knowledge. And we adopt a definite process also, just like we adopt the process of observation. When we observe certain things, maybe a scientific observation, maybe a social observation. When we do a type of inquiry, maybe a scientific inquiry or a social inquiry. Okay, so by doing the inquiry, by doing certain observation, by you can say by interviewing the subject, the population, the people, we can generate certain knowledge. But here what we will discuss, we will discuss the paradigm of knowledge generation in education, that is also which is happened by using the 2 approach, that is you can say positivist approach and non-positivist approach. So friends, you have to understand that when we talk about knowledge generation, so definitely it focuses upon the research. Means when we do a type of inquiry when we will do a type of observation, then definitely this is the process of research. So though the word has not mentioned in this question, but this is clarified that when you will discuss about the knowledge generation, that means that is the product. Knowledge generation is the product from an inquiry, from an observation, okay, or by using any technique, you can say. So that's why when you will do a type of research, then definitely you will come out with certain findings. So that findings may be a knowledge for the society, because that findings, that knowledge will further used by other researcher. Okay, so friends, let us try to discuss that what paradigm we use in the research. You can say paradigm can be defined as a way of looking at a phenomena or a broad perspective of it. Okay, so you see, when we are observing certain things, when we are inquiring certain things, so we are just analyzing one phenomena, or you can say we are looking for, or we are looking at a phenomena. So when we are looking at a phenomena, so we use, you can say, our approach will be in two types. Our approach may be quantitative way of looking the phenomena, or qualitative way of looking the phenomena. So friends, when we are looking the phenomena, observing the phenomena, or inquiring the phenomena by using a quantitative approach, then we can say we are focusing upon the positivist paradigm. Okay, and when we are looking at the phenomena in a qualitative approach, by using the qualitative approach, then we can say we are focusing ourselves for generating knowledge in non-positivist paradigm. Okay, and that is also called as a type of humanism, okay, or humanistic paradigm. Then we can say in educational research, the methods that it use, it derives from or based upon the positivist as well as the non-positivist paradigm. Means we are using both types of paradigm, both types of approach in educational research. In my earlier programs, I have already discussed that the discipline of education, the nature of knowledge that you are getting from the discipline of education, that is not only based upon the science related discipline, or social science related discipline, or humanities related discipline. So you can say it is the combination, it is the integration of all such knowledge, because we do research in science, you can say science education, taking the science education topic. We also do research in social science areas. We also do research in taking the humanities themes also, humanities areas also. So that's why we deal both type of paradigm, you can say, both type of approaches, you can say. We deal the positivist approach as well as we deal the non-positivist approach, or that you can say a humanistic approach. So friends, let us try to discuss further. As I have already said, in educational research, we use the approaches that we use, that is based upon the scientific research as well as the social science research. Friends, when we talk about the research paradigm that we use in science, is mostly based upon the positivist approach, and the research paradigm that we use in social science is mostly based upon the non-positivist approach or the humanistic approach. So when we talk about science, it focuses on the data that is quantitative in nature, in terms of numbers, in terms of frequencies. Okay, so when we are getting data in terms of quantity, in terms of numbers, in terms of frequencies, then definitely we can say we are just focusing the positivist approach. Means you have to use certain statistical techniques, certain rigorous statistical applications to analyze that data. Okay, and when we talk about social science, you will find that we are doing a type of social inquiry, we are doing a type of social observation. Okay, we are going to the field and we are observing the phenomena, we are observing the situation. So you see, the data is mostly the data that we get in social science research is mostly qualitative in nature. Okay, so that's why when data is qualitative in nature, then we can say that we are not using a positivist approach, rather we are using a non-positivist approach, or that is called as a humanistic approach. But as I have already said that so far as research in education is concerned, we deals both positivist and non-positivist paradigm of approach. So friends, to explain this question, you have to write within 500 words. You have to start with an introduction about the knowledge generation and how it is linked with research. Okay, how knowledge is generated, that you have to explain that by doing the inquiry, maybe social inquiry, maybe scientific inquiry. If you are doing social inquiry, then it is a type of non-positivist paradigm, and if you are using the scientific inquiry, then that is a positivist paradigm. Okay. Further, after introduction, in the presentation, you have to explain all these things, and in the question, this is given that you have to distinguish between these two approach or the two paradigm. Okay, for knowledge generation. So let us distinguish between these two paradigm, that is positivist paradigm and non-positivist paradigm. You see, positivist paradigm is based upon the objectivist approach. Means here the data that you will get, you will find that more or less that data is absolute in nature. You will not find any error, because when you conduct research in physics and chemistry, okay, by using the scientific approach, scientific method, hardly you will get any error. So that's why when there is the scope of getting very less error, then we can say the data, or it means the knowledge that you are getting, that is objective in approach, objective in nature. But when you are conducting research in social science area, in humanities, it is based upon the subjectivist approach, because you are observing the situation, you are observing the people, you are observing the event, and you are narrating it, you are describing it. Okay, so here you are not using any scientific method. Okay, so that's why you can say that there may be the possibility for committing certain error. So that's why it is based upon the subjectivist approach. Further, in positivist paradigm, I have already said that all the scientific principles are applied for generating knowledge. But in non-positivist approach, the humanistic approach or the humanistic principles are applied for generating the knowledge. Humanistic approach means you have to be a member of the society, of the community, you have to observe the things, you have to work with them. Okay, so you are not using any scientific method, you are not using any rigorous statistics. Okay, you are not correlating, you are not getting the difference between the two things. Okay, rather you are just observing the situation, you are studying the process, how the things are happening. Then next we can say that we do scientific inquiry in positivist approach, and we do social inquiry or social observation in non-positivist approach or paradigm. Then further we can say that the positivist paradigm is based upon the quantitative data and its interpretation, whereas non-positivist paradigm is based upon the qualitative data and its description and narration. Just like in the historical research, in the philosophical research, even if in some kind of descriptive studies, you are using the qualitative data. Okay, by interviewing the person, by observing the situation. So you have to explain, you have to describe, you have to narrate the situation. Okay, you have to tell the story about the happenings. So that's why that's based upon you can say the qualitative data. Then further we can say proper control upon the variable is possible in positivist paradigm when you are generating knowledge, but it is very difficult to control upon the variable in non-positivist paradigm because you are doing the things in a very natural situation, natural condition. Then the tools used in the for knowledge generating in positivist paradigm or approach, mostly that tool is based upon to get the quantitative data, maybe a test, okay, maybe a scale also. But in the non-positivist paradigm, the tools that you are using, that may be observation, that may be interview. Okay, you have to interview the person, interact the person, and you have to be a member of the society, a member of the community, member of the group, and you have to observe the situation, then you have to describe the situation. So friends, this is the you can say content part of this question. then you have to conclude it by establishing a type of, by giving a concluding remark about the quantitative data, qualitative data, knowledge generation by conducting a research, by using a scientific approach or by using a humanistic approach. Okay, and from there you have to conclude saying that how positivist paradigm is different from non-positivist paradigm, and how both the paradigms we use so far as research in education is concerned. In our next program, we will discuss the second question of MES 016 assignment question, that is question number 1B. Thank you.